Opinion: Kashmir is not just a destination, it is a responsibility. A few weeks ago, I had an opportunity to walk through the narrow lanes of Pahalgam. While walking, I saw a group of schoolgirls trying to cross the road. A long line of tourist vehicles had jammed the area, and even a small medical emergency would have struggled to pass. One of the girls smiled and said to me in Kashmiri, "Sahab, yem visitor chaya sani kitra kane bir karini sir, are these tourists here for us or just to crowd us?" That question stayed with me. Kashmir is healing. The scars of conflict still exist. Peace has begun to return to the Valley, not just in security reports. One finds it in the way people smile again, open their doors, and return to life. But even healing requires balance. Today, the valley is facing a silent threat: the weight of over-tourism. Nanan: more than 2 crore tourists visited Jammu Kashmir in 2023. In peak season, some areas in the valley receive over 30,000 visitors a day. On the surface, this sounds like economic revival, and in many ways, it is. Families in tourism, transport, handicrafts, and hospitality have seen incomes rise. Young people in remote villages are now running homestays and travel apps. This is real a welcome progress. But I have also seen the other side. In Sonamarg, I saw a woman carrying firewood forced to wait 20 minutes while an SUV convoy moved through. In Gulmarg, the meadows that once echoed with birds now echo with honking. The chinar trees are still, but the air feels restless. The valley is breathing faster than it should. Kashmir is not an unlimited space. It is a living, breathing ecosystem: spiritual, emotional, and environmental. And like every sacred space, it must not be entered unmindfully. Nanan 1. Environmental stress: the Dal Lake, once the jewel of Srinagar, is now shrinking, its water thickened with pollutants. Every plastic bottle thrown by a careless tourist, a local passerby, a houseboat owner, or a staff member at a hotel is a wound on Kashmir's body. The trails in Yusmarg, Dudpathri, and Bangas Valley are losing their green cover. What tourists see is breathtaking, but what they leave behind could be suffocating. Point 2. Security and emergency concerns: I still remember the Amranath Yatra of 2000 when a sudden strike left thousands stranded. I was in Anantnag then. Even the army and medical teams took time to reach some locations. Now imagine such an unfortunate incident with 10 times the number of tourists. Security management in a conflict-sensitive zone like Kashmir requires controlled variables, not chaos. Point 3. Social and cultural impact: Kashmiriyat is about warmth, respect, and balance. But when locals feel they are pushed off the road, priced out of markets, or ignored, helplessness can grow. Tourism must not make hosts feel like strangers in their own land. Point 4. Psychological well-being: many of the children we care for in our homes at BWF have suffered trauma, losing parents to conflict or growing up in volatile environments. Overcrowded towns, traffic snarls, and loud urban behavior make them anxious. There must be space for quiet, for children to heal, for people to walk, to breathe. Nanan: the solution is not to restrict visitors but to redefine the way we welcome them. Hares Nanan: Bhutan has a high-value, low-impact model that caps tourists and charges a sustainable development fee. Machu Picchu in Peru strictly controls the number of daily visitors. Even Venice recently introduced entry fees to reduce damage to its cultural heritage. If World Heritage cities and mountains can protect themselves, why can't Kashmir, which is all of that and marine ecological marvel, a spiritual shrine, and a cultural reservoir? And when I first came to Kupwara in 1997, I had no idea that this land would become my life's journey. I've walked across its villages, sat in silence near the Tolel River, prayed in mosques and mandirs alike, and held orphaned children in my arms who didn't know why their father never returned. To me, Kashmir is not a tourist site. It is a sacred geography. It is the soil of Lal Ded and Nand Rishi, of Sufis and saints, of cries and hopes. It is a land that has forgiven much and is still offering itself to India every day. And what do we owe her? We owe her respectful presence, not reckless crowds. Tourism should be like a pilgrimage where you arrive with humility, walk gently, learn, listen, Leave behind only gratitude. Nanan in our home spacery de basum we care for girls who have lost their families to conflict. These girls have rebuilt their lives with education, dignity, and courage. They look at the mountains with dreams. But some days, they ask, why is Kashmir treated like an amusement park? They are not asking to stop tourism. They're asking us to preserve what gives Kashmir its strength, its peace, its dignity, its space to grow. Nanan, we must remember to protect Kashmir is to protect her people, her peace, and her possibility. A cap on tourist numbers is not a barrier. It is a bridge to sustainability, to safety, to serenity. It is a promise that we care enough to control ourselves. Let us be the generation that walked gently, that looked beyond selfies, that honored Kashmir not as a product, but as a mother, a mentor, a prayer. Because in the end, this is not about fewer tourists. This is about more meaning. Not about restriction but about restoration. Not about commerce but about conscience. Let the world come to Kashmir, yes, but let it come wisely. Let it come like a whisper, not a stampede. Let it come as if entering a temple. Swipe left for next video, and let us remember always, Kashmir is not just a destination. It is a responsibility. Udik Kadam, founder of the Borderless World Foundation (BWF), is a humanitarian and peace builder working for the welfare of orphaned girls and marginalized communities in conflict-affected regions of Jammu Kashmir. Views expressed in the above piece are personal and solely those of the author. They do not necessarily reflect News 18's views. Latest blogs.